First met him probably in a roll call, prior to a shift, when he was new, first starting out. He was a lot younger than me, so we really didn't hang out, stuff like that. When we a bunch of cops went out drinking or doing whatever, we'd see each other then mostly, but mostly it was during work. I was in the station actually when the whole thing happened, and it was another guy who actually pulled him out of the car, and then shortly thereafter I responded to the scene, and they were loading him into the ambulance at that time. When we first saw him, everything just goes to training. You're really not thinking, and you're trying to get people to do things so that, because we didn't know if the people were still there. We didn't know that if they were in one of the buildings and things like that. So what we had to do is, myself and the other sergeant, I was a sergeant at the time, were grabbing other officers from our department. Cambridge, Harvard University showed up as everyone, well, police departments kept showing up. We kept sending people into the buildings to do a quick search to make sure that, the suspects probably weren't in there. We didn't know where they were. After probably that night, probably about an hour afterwards, I get a radio call from one of the officers that was at the hospital with them, that they wanted to come back, and we're just telling them you can't leave him there. We knew he was dead at that point, so I ended up going over to the hospital and sat with him for about 4 or 5 hours. We really didn't handle it good. Boston police had a peer support group that came over. We're trying to get guys to talk. Guys wouldn't talk. I knew this was going to happen.
No worries.
They tried to get guys to talk, and we just couldn't. You can always look back. I probably, during that roll call, he had asked to take a cruiser that night, and I gave him a cruiser. Had I not done that, he might have been alive. Don't know. But it could have been somebody else. Just one of those weird things. You always look back. I look back at that. I look back at afterwards. We believe the guys went by our station afterwards. And I was in the station, but we didn't know what car, we didn't know who it was or anything like that. So, you just didn't know. So.